What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys give a like to the video. It goes a long way when you guys do that. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about. Devin Haney, he continues to get kind of overlooked and slighted. Ryan Garcia, people are questioning if he's gonna pull out. It's so much. You guys seen the title. Let's get into it. Now, Devin Haney, he calls himself the boogeyman in boxing. And from all I've seen, other people in boxing aren't doing a good job. If they do not believe he is the boogeyman, they are not doing a good job of letting that be known. Because what I'm seeing is borderline criminal that they're doing to Devin Haney. Devin Haney has continued to call himself the boogeyman, let people know that he's looking for the big fights, let people know that he's available and he's making a lot of money. He's trying to prove himself. But you have a situation where his mandatories could end up fighting each other. And that's JoJo Diaz Jr. and Ryan Garcia. Never before in the history of boxing have I seen this type of behavior where two guys have a straight shot at a champion, and in boxing, in the sport of boxing, two guys can go straight away and fight against the champion, no questions asked, based on their ranking in the sport and in the division. And they opted to instead not fight Devin Haney, fight other options, and now they might fight each other. I mean, this is just crazy. I personally can't recall a time or another situation where this has happened. And you oftentimes see it with black fighters, Afro-Cuban fighters, people and fighters with melanin. And it's just crazy because some other fighters seem to get a pass for this type of behavior. Devin Haney, he stays ready. He's the crazy thing is this: you can't say nobody knows him and this type of thing, because everybody knows Devin Haney. He had a lot of praise coming out the amateurs, and people were wondering who he's going to sign to, things like that. So he's been around. He's clearly making money, and at the end of the day, there's no he's skilled. When it comes to boxing, he's skilled. So there's really no reason for other guys to not fight him. But one way or another, this seems to be an ongoing issue that Devin Haney has faced in his career. And it goes to show you that some people, if they don't like your style, then they're going to do everything to particularly avoid it. And even though guys like Jo Jo Diaz, he said he would fight Devin Haney, they're talking about making the Ryan Garcia fight. And Ryan, we don't even know what's up with him. Ryan Garcia has just kind of been out the loop and MIA ever since he pulled out of his fight with, he said he had anxiety or whatever the situation was with him. And that was just kind of a crazy situation. And I think Ryan Garcia's, his whole world came toppling down because certain things in boxing are taboo. And I would say using anxiety as a boxer, I think that's kind of one of those things. And I'm not trying to sound non-sympathetic, but boxers are known for being tough. Boxers are known for when they're in pain, they got to act like they're not in pain, things like that. So to be honest, it's a bit weird for Ryan Garcia to pull out of his fight because he has too much stuff going on in his personal life. I personally cannot think of a time in boxing where this has happened, where somebody else pulled out of a fight and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make, and it was like literally a week after the fight was announced. And they literally said, I'm not going to be able to make it, basically, and fight this dangerous option. I told you guys on my channel that I believed a fight with Javier Fortuna was dangerous for Ryan based on his style. I understand that JoJo Diaz ended up beating him, but that's JoJo Diaz, not Ryan Garcia. So you got to give props to JoJo Diaz. Now, there's this triangle of guys on social media, and they're all young, and they all should really be fighting each other. They're all on the same platform. It's like, what is DAZN doing? DAZN has, well, I guess they have Ryan Garcia for the time being. They had Devin Haney. Now he has a new deal where he's not exclusive. And then Golden Boy has Ryan Garcia and also Jo Jo Diaz. So 3 guys all on the same platform, and this is what continues to happen. Sad times for boxing when stuff like this continues. And anyway, this is what Ryan Garcia said. He says, "It's no secret I'm in talks to fight JoJo Diaz. I don't know why there is so much discussion." JoJo Diaz seen this and says, "Because we don't know if you're going to pull out or not." So, as I just said, Ryan Garcia's whole imagery is now been called into question, and this is going to be hanging over him. It's going to be hanging over him because people don't know when he's even fighting, right? More proof that he's capped. Look, now with Ryan's uncertainty, it's created another void. So, man, people pulling up receipts. Hold on. We got receipts. JoJo Diaz in July says, "Shut your goofy up and let's fight by the end of the year, PUSSY." That's when Devin Haney said, "I didn't watch JoJo, sorry, but it's funny that he's calling out Ryan Garcia when he's my mandatory," which is what I said. He says JoJo Diaz told him on 7/11. He said, "November, we got a deal." Devin Haney said, "Bet." And JoJo Diaz said, "Don't backpedal. I'm gonna talk to my team this weekend. Lock that in for this year." Devin Haney says, we shall see, sir." And then now, coincidentally, just like I told you, the fight, they're talking about the fight won't happen. And now Ryan might happen. And we don't know if Ryan's going to pull out. He said, "This dude's so capped." Look, so the Ryan Garcia fight might be done. I don't know. Because we don't know if you're going to pull out. I feel bad for Devin Haney because even if JoJo, see, this is the thing. Like, fighters, look. He said, "Why doesn't the champion write that he wants to fight his mandatory?" See, that's kind of weird from JoJo Diaz. Why would Devin Haney, a champion, have to write? He's already saying he wants to fight you. Why would he have to write to the WBC and say, "Hey, enforce that I fight"? This is crazy. Boxing is just getting crazy at this point. So Oscar Valdez tests positive, A and B samples, still gets to fight, and Joseph JoJo Diaz said he would fight Devin Haney. Now he's saying, why doesn't the champion write to the WBC to say he wants to fight the mandatory? But why doesn't the WBC get involved and say, "Hey, we can't do Ryan Garcia, JoJo Diaz until one of y'all fight the champion, and then the winner could fight the other person, the odd man out"? This is just crazy because Devin Haney, and this is what constantly happens, like I said, to black fighters, Afro-Cuban fighters like Guillermo Rigondeaux, Devin Haney. It's avoid, and all these different excuses. And then guys like Devin Haney, you can point your finger and say, "Oh, who is he beat? Oh, Devin Haney, he ain't really beat nobody. Devin Haney, who's he really beat?" And hold his resume against him because at the end of the day, guess what? He's never going to have the resume fighting. So, for example, Lomachenko, the great Lomachenko that always gets praised for more music, he was supposed to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney called him Lomachenko.
Good job, Champ. Good job.
Guess what? Lomachenko,
good job, Champ.
He became the franchise champion. Again, the WBC. See how this keeps involving the WBC. He got the franchise belt, and they said, "Okay, now all of a sudden, you don't have to actually fight this mandatory Devin Haney." So now you got people calling Devin.
I'm following you to the promised land, Lord.
Right?
Closest thing to Jesus Christ we'll ever see.
Unfairly when you know he wanted the the ability to be able to fight against Lomachenko. So it's just politics, more politics. Now, Ryan Garcia, who was previously the interim champion, and he was supposed to fight Devin Haney. He fought Luke Campbell, and then he'd been MIA and pulling out of fights like Javier Fortuna since then. And on top of that, Ryan Garcia is trying to make fun of Devin Haney when he got clipped and hurt by Jorge Linares. He said, "Oh, sorry, Dev. If that was me, I would have KO'd you." And now we don't know what's up with Ryan and Jo Jo Diaz, two guys that really should be fighting Devin Haney because they're the mandatory. I mean, this is just all over the place. This is all over the place. Devin Haney says, "You're my mandatory. You getting the title shot, my boy." You know, I mean, I don't even know what Devin Haney, what more he can do. And boxing has to be called out for this type of stuff because it's this type of stuff that gives boxing a bad look, and people are like tuned off, and you know they want to tune out from it because it's all these politics. It's all these politics. The guys are saying, he said, "Send me an offer petition for the fight." That's hilarious. That's funny. I mean, this is just crazy. Look, before the champion ducked the mandatory challengers. Nah, that's not accurate. See, people hating on Floyd. Now the mandatory challengers avoiding the champion. Boxing is all over the place right now. But anyway, like I said, this becomes a scapegoat for the fighters to not fight the champion, and it becomes an excuse to not make the fights that people want to see, and it becomes an excuse to be able to constantly say Devin Haney ain't fought no one, he ain't beat no one. I mean, this is just sad, people. This is sad stuff that we're seeing in boxing, and people are allowing it and acting like they're cool with it. Why should Devin Haney, the champion, is this unheard of? Teofimo, he's another person. I'm done. Teofimo, we got J-Lo. Teofimo said, we gonna send a contract to Devin Haney on this side, and then we gonna send another one to Camboso, and now he's fighting Camboso. Devin can't see, no respect. Rodney Dangerfield, Devin Haney can't seem to get anything. He can't seem to get any of the big fights, no matter what. No matter what he does, no matter what he says, he doesn't seem to be able to attract the big fight. And again, it's sad because people are going to say, "Oh, Devin Haney, you ain't fought no one. Oh, but you haven't beaten anyone." Why is Diddy making that face though? Take that, take that, take that, take that. Let me get off this page. That facial expression is hilarious. So no matter what, Devin Haney is the guy that guys need to fight. Ryan fought him 5 times in the amateurs. You can't fight one time as a pro. This is just a bad look. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of Devin Haney still being avoided by mandatories. And it's not like the Ryan Garcia, Jo Jo Diaz fight is a bad fight, but at the same time, when will Devin Haney get to fight his mandatories? Like, why does everything else take priority over that? You can't really make it make sense. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.